What's going on, guys? Fabrizio here, vanmarciano here from vanmarciano.co. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at vanmarciano. Welcome to another quick video, guys. So in this video, I'm going to show you a very simple way to make your WordPress website bilingual using a free plugin called GTranslate. Now, I discovered this plugin a few weeks ago, and I've been testing it out on some of my mock websites using Oxygen Builder and Bricks Builder as well. And I've just completed setting it up for my main website over at vanmarciano.co. And so I thought I would share with you a tutorial on how you can do the same for your WordPress website. So let's dive straight onto the screen and get started. Hey guys, welcome back to the screencast, and so let's get started right away with this little tutorial. Before we get started, I want to show you or give you an example of how I was able to translate my website or the content of my website to a different language. And so here I am on a dummy website that's hosted on my local server, and this is the home landing page here that I'm on. Okay, and if you look to the top left-hand corner here, I have the language that is default, so English is the default language of this page, but I can switch over to Spanish if I wanted to, and just like that, my website has now been translated to Spanish, and I can translate it to any other languages I want as well. And so I'm going to show you how to do this using a very simple plugin, and the plugin that I'm going to be using is called GTranslate. It is a free plugin, however there is a paid version of this plugin with some additional options which I'll talk about at the end of this video. So how do we do this inside here, and how do we also achieve this little clean switch icon here, or switch feature for the website here? You might notice that as I scroll down the page as well, it kind of fades away, and that is because I have a sticky header here. It isn't because, you know, the feature just vanishes. It's because I have a sticky header that I have the Z index set to 1 here on this dummy website, so don't worry about that too much. Alright, so this is a completed website, by the way, and you can learn how to design this website through my Oxygen Builder 5.0 course. So I'm going to head over to a version of this site that does not have this enabled here. As you can see, this is missing from here. This is just a duplicate version of the website I've just shown you. And so we're going to be adding this feature in here. Now let's head over to the dashboard for this website, and we're going to navigate over to Plugins, Add New, and then I'm going to search for GTranslate. Alright, so the one we want is this one here, Translate WordPress with GTranslate. It has 500,000 active installations at the time of recording this tutorial, but it has a lot of positive reviews, as you can see here, and it's updated quite frequently as well, so very nice. Alright, so we're going to click on Install now. Okay, and now we're going to click on Activate, and here we go. So we've installed and activated the plugin. Now we need to go to Settings. We can go to Settings from here, or we can go over to Settings here and navigate down to GTranslate. Okay, so here we are in the settings, and for the most part, we're going to leave most of this as default. But what I'm going to change is I'm going to check the auto switch to browser language here, and show in menu, I'm going to leave that alone. Show floating language selector, yeah, I'm going to select top left. Okay, and the rest of this is fine. Now for the flags, I'm going to uncheck all, and I'm going to select, by default we have English selected anyway, but I'm also going to select Spanish here, and I think for the most part that is all I'm going to do. So I'm going to click on Save Changes, and you might have noticed up here we have a little preview of what our widget will look like on the front end of our page. So let's head over to the front page and have a look. As you can see, it's already there, and that is because I have auto reload enabled on this WordPress site here. And so here we go. Here's our little widget here, as you can see, but it doesn't look very nice there, and it's a little bit too big and in the wrong place as well. So we're going to make a few adjustments and have it set in our header section here, similar to how I have it on this demo website. So yeah, this one here. As you can see, this is nice and neat here. So I'm going to show you how we can do that by adding a little bit of CSS and making a few adjustments. So let's go back to our admin here. So we are done with this part for the most part. Let's navigate over to, where are we? So I'm using WP Codebox for this website, if I can find it here. Let's close the settings a second. Oh, here we go, WP Codebox 2. I'm using this to manage my code snippets and everything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new snippet in here, and I'm going to call it GTranslate. The code type is going to be, I'm going to go for SCSS. And yep, inline, minify, output. Yeah, why not? And the rest of this is all fine. I'm going to save changes, and then I'm going to enable auto reload changes for this one as well. Save again. Oh, before we save, let's just enable it here and save. All right, so I'm going to add some CSS in here that's going to affect this little widget here. So to save myself some time from having to bounce from one tab to the next here, what I'm going to do is minimize this. And then I'm going to click on Preview. Okay, so here we are. Now we have our front page loaded here, and we can see our icon here. So we can see what we're doing. Anything that we add in here, we can see the changes. So we already have this to reload on Save Changes. So this will reload automatically, hopefully. And so we can begin adding some CSS in here. Now you can follow along and write the CSS with me, or you can head over to the blog post that accompanies this tutorial. You'll find a link to the post in the description of this video. You can just click on it and it'll take you to the post. You can copy the code snippet and paste it straight into your website and modify it however way you wish. Or as I said, you can follow along and write the CSS with me. So I'm going to begin with a little comment in here. And this is going to be our GTranslate mods. Keep it simple. Now there isn't much space for us to work here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize the WordPress menu here. Here we go. And also I'm going to make my screen a little bit smaller, hold down Command and minus, so 90%, okay. I still don't have much room to see anything here, but what we'll do is we'll bounce to the front page from time to time to see what we're doing, okay? So here we go, we can see our widget here, so we can head over to the front end and make sure that everything we're doing in here is working. Okay, so let's get started with this. So I'm going to add my first code in here, and what I want to do first of all, is I think I want to reposition this. I'm not too sure. Let me just have a quick look on the front end. Yeah, this is kind of in the wrong place, really. Let me just increase that's 100%, isn't it? Okay, it's slightly in the wrong place. Also, it's quite large here. So let's go back to the editor, minimize the page again, 80%. And so let's add the first set of IDs that I need to style. So I already have some IDs on my clipboard here. I'm just going to paste them in here and then style them. Again, you can find all of this in the blog post that accompanies this tutorial. So let's begin with the wrapper. I'm going to paste my ID in here, and I'm going to add top 15 pixels, and then the important tag, because we need to override some CSS that accompanies this plugin to style this element here. Let's save. And as you can see, it's kind of shifted slightly upwards. So let's have a look on the front end. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So let's continue. So that is fine. Let's add something else in here. So next I want to change the background color of our widget here, because at the moment it's white. I'm not too sure you can see this, but there is a box shadow in here as well. Yeah, so it's white and I want to make it the same color as our background, the background of my header here, which is a light grayish. So again, I'm going to paste in my IDs in here, and then I'm going to go background color, and the code for the background here, I know this one off by heart. It is F1, 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 one that I use quite often. And I also need to add the important tag in here as well. Okay, let's save. Hopefully this will reload. And here we go. So now you can kind of see that it's the same color as the background here. So next we want to get rid of this box shadow that we have going on here. Okay, so we can add a new line, paste our ID. We need a little decimal at the beginning of this. Okay. So opening and closing bracket, and so I'm going to use box shadow none. And then again use the important tag here. Let's save. And here we go. Now it's completely vanished. So let's head over to the front end and see what we have so far. And that is already looking very nice. So it's kind of blending into the background of our header section here. Obviously, this is sticky and my header menu isn't on this one so far. So good. Let's go back to the editor. So what do we want to do next? I think I'm going to make the font slightly smaller. So I'm going to go, where do I need to add this? Let's go up here inside of the same ID, font size. And I'm going to go for 16 pixels. And again, add the important tag. Let's save. And yeah, you can see that's resized and that's looking very nice. Okay, so far so good. Let's head over to the front end and have a look what else that we can do. So I'm going to hover over my icon here and actually use it to see what happens. All right, so the background of this is white. I want it the same color as this, to be honest, and maybe change the text to be white as well. Okay, so yeah, let's go back to the editor and make some adjustments to the background of the switcher. So we can add this in here as well. So let's go background color. And I'm going to add my color in here. I already have it on my clipboard. Important. Okay. So let's just save this very quickly. Can we test it here as well? Oh yeah, we can. Yeah, that's better, but the color of the text is not great. So let's sort that out. We can add it in here, I think. Font size, font color. Let's go color. Color. FFF for white. And then our important tag, once again. Save. Let's test it. Okay, so that's the color of the link. So let's come back here and add a new set of IDs, again, from my clipboard. So this is going to affect the link because it has the A element here. And again, we're going to use color, FFF, importante. Okay, save. Let's check it out. Yeah, much better. All right, let's go back to the front end and test this. I'm going to refresh this. Oh yeah, much better. I like this. That looks great. So let's select Spanish here. Obviously, we need to make a few adjustments with the words that we're using in our menu so that everything fits nicely. And that is pretty much what I've had to do on my own website. If I head over to my website here, so as you can see, I'm using the same plugin here. So for mine, it kind of slides in from the left. And I can change over to Spanish. But I've had to adjust this a little bit to fit with my website. But it works great. Now, this isn't a solution for every website. I'm well aware that there are some things that you may need for making your website multilingual, but in its very basic form, this works for me. And if you're just looking to translate to one or two other languages with no additional strings attached, then, this could be a solution that works for you. But if you're looking for some additional features for your translation, such as search engine indexing or the ability to edit your translation and whatnot, then there is a premium version of this plugin. As I said, I'm using the free version. But if you head over to the GTranslate.io website here, you can learn all about their premium features. If we head over to the features here, yeah, so as I said, the features include being able to index your translated pages, making your URL search engine friendly in other countries, machine translation, editing your translation and whatnot, usage statistics, and a bunch of other things. And the price isn't bad either. So if we head over to price here, obviously, again, I'm using the free version of this plugin, but prices start from around $9.99 per month. And it's even cheaper if you subscribe yearly. You get 2 months free. But yeah, so there's a bunch of additional options here: URL translation, unlimited words and page views, search engine indexing, edit translations and whatnot. But even with the free version, you do get like unlimited words and page views, and machine learning all languages. You just don't get the search engine indexing. You do have the ability to add URL translation and language hosting here for the custom price at an additional cost, of course. But if you have a very small website and you just want to translate to a few countries, then the free version would be plenty enough for you. So yeah, okay, let me just head back to my website here. So for the most part, I'm done, I think. I'm just going to save this one last time. Save. Let's go back to the front end, refresh everything. You can see here that everything's been translated nicely for me. I like this, very good. And I can just go back to English here. So this will translate all of the pages, and it works wonderfully well with page builders. I'm using Oxygen Builder, as you can see here, to build this website, but it obviously works with Bricks Builder as well, because my website here is built with WordPress and Bricks. And so yeah, do check it out. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, guys. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If there's something I've missed out or I've not been very specific about, then do ask me your questions. As I said, I could try and answer them the best I can. But if you want to learn more about the GTranslate plugin, you can find it in the WordPress repository. It is a free plugin, but you can also check it out or check the premium options out at the GTranslate.io. Just a quick disclaimer, GTranslate did not pay me or reach out to me to mention their website. Obviously, I found this plugin doing some research. I found it useful in my project, and so I thought it'd be cool to share it with you guys. So yeah, there you have it. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little video, and hopefully you found it useful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, and I try to answer them the best I can. We'll have links to GTranslate in the description if you want to check out some of their premium options. But this is a free plugin. Feel free to download it and play with it on your mock website and have fun with it. So that is it. Until the next video, take it easy and peace. Cheers.